So in this instance, I'm the vendor solicitor and I've received this sales advice note here, and I'm going to acknowledge that. So I'm going to acknowledge the receipt of the sales advice note. So the property is now sale agreed. So if I go to the tracker, Conveyance Tracker, you can see that the property is sale agreed. But what I need to know at this point is, can I use the system to share all of the documents that I've gathered? So I've gathered all of these documents here, and I'd like to just share them directly within the system and answer queries within the tracker. But that very much depends on whether or not the purchaser solicitor, so we can see who the purchaser is. Now we've just put in a dummy name here, bidder 1. And we've also got the purchaser's details, which again, it's just dummy data, would be the actual solicitor's details there. But what we need to establish, we can't start sending messages to the purchaser's solicitor or sharing documents with them unless or until they confirm that they're willing to use the tracker. And how we'll know that is purchaser's solicitor's consent. So it's pending. So only once they confirm that they're willing to use the system can we share documents with them. And if they're not, we can log in, we can download all of the documents, and email the documents through, and then we will disable the tracker then at that point. So we need to establish as quickly as possible as to whether or not they're going to use the tracker. If they are, great, and if not, as I say, we can just download all of our work hasn't been in vain by any matter of means. We can go in, download all of the documents and email them across. But we hope that we can use the full functionality of the tracker, and I'm going to assume that the purchaser's solicitor is agreeable to using the tracker. So again, we've sent the purchaser's solicitor the sales advice note, and we've asked them whether they're agreeable to using the tracker or not, and I'm going to assume that they are going to use it. So we'll be able to see that in the dashboard here. So purchaser's solicitor's consent, yes. So that's great. So this means that we can use the full functionality of the system. So now I want to share the contracts with the purchaser's solicitor. So I'm going to come right down to that step here. And we've got a templatized email, which you're very much free to edit as you see fit. So this basically just says that I'm going to share all of the documents with you now, and please raise any queries that you have in the tracker itself. So I'm going to click on the attach, and all of the documents that we've uploaded heretofore are available to us, and we can tick the ones that we want. So the map, the MUD Act documentation, the LPT would all be shared, the BER advisory report, the BER certificate, the letter from the council, family home declaration, requisitions on title, standard terms and conditions contract, special terms and conditions. And then if you wanted to add anything in addition to that wasn't already in the library, you could do that. Hopefully you'll have everything you need at this point. So let's add those, and we're going to share all of those. So in a couple of clicks, we're giving the purchaser solicitor absolutely everything that they need. So they're all shared, and really from the vendor's point of view, that's your job done. You've shared the contracts. It's now the ball is in the purchaser's solicitor's court, and once they raise their queries, you'll get an alert, and you can answer the queries then directly in the system. So that concludes this video, which outlines, just to recap, making sure that the purchaser's solicitor is amenable to using the tracker. If not, the facility to share the documents with them won't be there. If they are amenable, which we hope they will be, you can share the documents very easily and quickly, and then they can go and raise their queries, which you can in turn answer in the system. And once all of the queries have been answered, then we can proceed further down into the life cycle of the conveyance, ultimately through to closing. But that's for another video. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video.